Is the RTX 4080 Super the best graphics card to pair with an ultrawide monitor to play the latest games? Let's find out. I'm using the MSI SUPRIM X 4080 Super model. I've installed it into my i7 14700K PC build, and I must say that it looks brilliant. I've paired this PC with one of the best ultra-wide monitors on the market, the 175Hz OLED MSI 341 CQP. It's a 3440 by 1440 monitor that delivers amazing motion clarity, vibrant colors, and true blacks. Plus, OLED Care 2.0 technology helps reduce the risk of burn-in. This is currently my favorite ultra-wide monitor. By the way, you can find everything featured in this video on Amazon. Check out the links in the description below. There is no need to spend that much money on Windows 11 Pro when you can get it for much cheaper at cdkeyoffer.com. Additionally, use discount code iVadim to get 25% off and bring the total price down to $22. Furthermore, you can find Windows 10 Pro as well as Microsoft Office at much cheaper prices as well. Get yours now at the link in the description below, and don't forget to use discount code iVadim to get 25% off. Let's start our testing with Horizon Forbidden West, which very well represents how an average AAA title performs in 2024. The graphics settings are maxed out, and field of view is maxed out as well. And we are running native resolution, so no DLSS upscaling or frame generation for now, but we'll take a look at those features a little bit later in the video. At native resolution, we are getting 90 plus FPS, which means that there will be scenarios where the performance will drop below 90. However, at the moment I am enjoying the game because this is just very fluid, responsive image, very nice. And the OLED monitor makes all those colors pop. The GPU consumes around 290 watts of power, and VRAM usage is at 10.6 gigabytes. This is a fabulous experience, but let's try getting that 120 FPS experience. We'll start by enabling DLSS set to quality. Personally, I do not like using anything below DLSS quality at this resolution because it makes the image a little bit more blurry, but when you use DLSS quality, I can't tell the difference between native and DLSS quality, so we're getting extra FPS. It is well worth it in my opinion, and we're not quite at that 120 plus FPS experience consistently because there are dips below 120 from time to time, but we are really close. Let's just get rid of this machine. This is much better than 90 FPS. It is nice and smooth. But if you really want to push the limits of what is possible in terms of image fluidity, then you can enable frame generation. And oh my, we are getting close to 150 FPS. Yeah, this is something else entirely. The image fluidity is just on the next level when you are panning the camera. Oh my god, this feels so good. Oh, what's happening over there? Let me get in on that action. Yes, let's go. Come on. Is it done? Yeah, it's done. GG. So far, my favorite settings are DLSS set to quality and frame generation disabled using maxed out graphics. Because the FPS stays well above 100, close to 120 most of the time, and the image stays highly detailed. Hellblade II is one of the most GPU demanding games of 2024. It uses the latest Unreal Engine 5 features, including ray tracing. Interestingly, that is not hardware-based ray tracing, that is software-based ray tracing. Currently I'm using native resolution with the maximum graphics preset, and as you can see, the performance is not perfect. The experience is lacking because even though at the moment we are getting above 60 FPS, that will not be the case in all scenes. Like this one here, we already see below 60 FPS, and this cutscene, 51. But there is another area here that is like the worst case scenario, and we are going to check it out to see if we can stay above 50 FPS. And no, it is not possible. We are now in the 30s, 37, 38. Yeah, this game is very GPU demanding. So that simply will not do. If we do want to keep playing on the highest graphics quality preset, then we do have to use NVIDIA DLSS. Let's start by utilizing DLSS quality and see if that will help. In this scene, we do get above 60 FPS. However, once we start moving further into the forest, we're getting 50 plus FPS now, which is kind of okay. But, you know, with a high-end GPU, I really do expect that 60 plus FPS experience in any scene. I just don't want to compromise this much. And it means that we have to use frame generation as well as DLSS quality if we want to keep playing using the highest graphics quality preset. Surprisingly, this is looking on a whole another level. Check this out. 120 FPS in just your average scene in this game. Sometimes we do drop below 120. That frame generation is generating quite a few frames right now, and they do look good. But how will it handle that worst case scenario? Oh, the FPS dropped below 90. But this is a beautiful experience right now, much better than we've had previously without frame generation. Yeah, this is a pleasant experience, and I would keep playing this game like so. This is just a little taste of what is to come in the future, because there will be more GPU demanding games later this year as well as next year and beyond. And if you're buying the RTX 4080 Super, you should be aware of this. Sometimes you just won't be able to avoid using DLSS, frame generation, as well as resolution upscaling if you want to play your games at above 60 FPS using the maximum graphics settings. Because if you don't want to use frame generation or upscaling, then you will have to lower graphics settings to medium, for example, in this game. Let's see how that will perform. To be fair, medium preset looks absolutely amazing in this game. I mean, it looks better than ultra preset in most games I've played this year. I have a suspicion that the game developers were building this game for future GPU generations instead of this GPU generation. Right now, we're getting 80 plus FPS. This is great. Although, as we start approaching that forest, where we'll see the worst case scenario, the FPS drops below 80. Oh, 69. Very nice. It's the moment of truth. Even on medium preset, the game cannot keep the performance at above 60 FPS. On medium preset, native resolution, using the 4080 Super, yeah, this game is very GPU demanding. And that is why I prefer using DLSS technologies such as resolution upscaling and frame generation to get that consistent 60 plus FPS experience. To the naked eye, the image quality is just as good as native, so there's just no reason not to use those technologies. Also, I would like to test Alan Wake 2 because it has hardware-based ray tracing. Let's select the highest ray tracing preset, high graphics quality preset, and I'm sure that we will not be able to achieve a good experience at native resolution. So let's go ahead and enable DLSS quality and see if that will be a playable experience. If not, then we'll have to enable frame generation as well. Indoors, the experience is quite good, well above 60 FPS. However, this is not the worst case scenario. So if we go into the forest where the FPS drops by a lot, then we will have to adjust settings. Yeah, I mean, you could play your game like this, and then when you enter the forest, just, flip a switch on that frame generation to get more FPS. But I prefer just setting a set of settings and forgetting about it, just enjoying the game. I don't want to go into the settings every time I need more performance. Because check this out, you enter another area in the game and that 60 plus FPS turns into 40 plus. This is not acceptable. And medium ray tracing setting won't really fix this. Let's give it a go. Check this out. We're still pretty much at the same level of performance, so might as well just keep that ray tracing setting on high. So let's do just that, ray tracing on high, and we'll have to enable frame generation as well as DLSS quality. And this is it. The image is fluid. We're getting 69 FPS. Nice. Although I must admit that there is a little bit of latency in controls because our base FPS is still at around 40 plus, but I can live with it, definitely. The visuals look amazing because of all the bells and whistles we have enabled. Ray tracing looks beautiful in this game. And the truth is that you will be spending most of your time in less GPU intensive areas of the game, such as this one here. And with these settings, frame generation enabled and DLSS quality, ray tracing on high, we're getting above 100 FPS. And both ray tracing and DLSS look very good in this game. So once again, there's just no reason not to use them. Thankfully, this graphics card has enough of video memory, 16 gigabytes, to handle that frame generation. Check this out, we are currently using 12 gigabytes of memory. Mostly I like using ray tracing in this game because it provides us with these beautiful reflections. This image right here is miles better than what you get without ray tracing. In conclusion, I am very happy with the experience I'm getting with the RTX 4080 Super paired with the ultra-wide monitor. Although it should be noted that there is just no getting away with running every game at native resolution. GPU-demanding games such as Alan Wake 2 and Hellblade II, well, you just have to use DLSS resolution upscaling as well as frame generation if you want to play these kind of games with ray tracing enabled and using the highest graphics quality presets, as one would if I am buying the RTX 4080 Super. If you're interested in any of the products featured in this video, you can get them on Amazon at the links in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to reward it with a like, and also let me know in the comments what do you think about all this. Subscribe for more if you haven't already. It was I, Vadim. Until next time.